This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. You can listen to every SGPN podcast on this network for free just by subscribing to the SGPN feed. Get it wherever you get your podcasts. Circa. Think you know ball? Then enter Circa's football contest with 21 million in guaranteed prizes, no rake. So if the entries go above the guarantee, all the extra money will go to the prize pool. Circa Million, you can pick 5 teams against the spread each week or go for the ultimate sweat in Circa Survivor. There's even a Circa Grandissimo at a $100,000 Survivor contest. You must register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada. Great excuse for a Vegas trip. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com and use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. Finally, we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course, football futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit, lightning fast payouts using crypto. So mybookie.ag, promo code GOLFSGPN. We're back. We're off winners. We're feeling good. Dom's had a softball game. I'm in a new location. Let's do it. How you
Got my
feeling,
John
Dom?
Deere
Thank you for
Classic
joining me.
shirt on, as everyone can see.
As everyone can see, the classic fifth major John Deere Classic. Are you excited for this week? Like, what's the vibes here?
I kind of am. I honestly am a big fan of this field. I like when the top of the board isn't overly heavy. I mean,
Yeah.
Ben Griffin leading the way. Like, this is
Who would have
just
thought this is where we are?
a fun field. A lot of young guys who are live.
Yeah. I mean, I really do think this is a weekend. We said the same thing last week. Build a card. Don't chase the names at the top of the board. Like, what's the winning equity in 25-1 Denny McCarthy versus like everyone at 100-1? Literally the same, if
Same
not
player.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know some guys make sense on paper, and we're going to talk through the board and talk through some guys, but I really think this is a week where you're going to build a card. You're going to get some names in the hat. I think this is a great way to describe it. So, what are you
Yeah.
looking for around TPC Deer Run? Anything specific?
God, I kept it pretty straightforward. I mean, I weighed birdie or better fairly heavily just because, I mean, Davis Thompson won it at 28 under last year. 21 under was the winning score 3 of the 4 years prior to that. So, yeah, birdie or better, mix in a little bit of putting, and then just basically your typical off the tee approach ball striking.
Yeah, I do think there's multiple ways to make it around Deer Run. I think you could get lightning hot with the driver and just like kind of like Chris Gotterup did in 2022 when
Yeah.
he finished T4. He's bombed everything out there, had wedges in, got hot with a putter. Or like Zach Johnson, Steve Stricker, hit every fairway and get hot with the irons. This is a golf course where every single player in the field is live and every single player in the field is there to win. So there's no like right or wrong answers in terms of handicapping this week. We've seen crazy names win this event, and we're going to see crazy names get into the mix this week. So let's get into the odds board. You mentioned Ben Griffin. He leads the way 16-1, 15-1 in certain spots. J-Day, Denny, Thorbjornsen sub 30 on DraftKings, and then JT Poston, Davis Thompson, Siwoo Kim are all 30-1. So we'll bunch this range together. Ben Griffin is bettable. Ben Griffin is at a number you could start your card with. But how are you feeling about a 16-1 Ben Griffin?
I mean, not great. I understand the form has been unreal. I mean, this guy's playing as good as
all green
anyone. So I can't do a 16 for most guys, let alone someone like Ben Griffin, especially as deep as this field is. I mean, sure, he's in good form, but that doesn't mean nobody else is.
Right. Yeah, and I really do think he's going to play well. I do think BG is going to like continue the great golf. But how often do golfers win at 16-1? How often does Ben Griffin win? So, yeah, he's making a case for the Ryder Cup team. He's making a case for all of the great golf. So I'm happy to see him continue to play well, but I won't be getting there. Who is your next favorite guy in this 30-1 on underneath range that I talked about?
I hate going with the chalk, but I would have so much FOMO if Thorb won. Like, he is just playing too well. We saw some flashes last week. I mean, 3 top 5s in his last 7. Pretty good course history. T17 when he was in college and T2 last year here when Davis Thompson won. So it might be time, and I don't think 28-1 is the worst number.
No, I mean, it is a perfect storm. Like, runner-up last year, played great last week, and it's a golf course where he could take advantage of both long and straight driving. He can do anything. He can
Yeah.
have the putter hot. He can have the irons hot. He can have the driver hot. So I think it's a great fit, and I think it makes sense as to why he is chalky for a specific reason.
Yeah.
This range for me, I don't love it, truthfully. If I
Yeah.
had to pick one golfer to bet, like, if gun to my head, pick one of these golfers, it's Denny McCarthy, just because there's a weird stat that when he gets on TPC designs, his irons pop more than like his iron baseline on TPC designs versus non-TPC golf courses is absurd. I don't really know why that's the case. It's like cookie cutter PGA Tour, Denny
Yeah.
McCarthy. I don't know, but I can't wager a 25-1 Danny McCarthy, like, ever, ever, ever. No chance.
No, I don't blame you. Like you said, build out a card, and I would much rather take 2 or 3 long shots down the board than throw quite a bit on a 25-1 Denny McCarthy.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So let's get down to this next range, like 40-1 range. Before we get down there, real quick, I'm in a different location because the normal summer studio is having a really bad connection problems. So we're up here in the room and it's working seamlessly right now. So
It
maybe I'll
is.
record here more. I kind of like the blurred background look, but it is what it is. So 40-1. 35-1, Aldrig, defending champion, Golf Gambling Podcast winner, Luke Clanton, Kevin Yu, Jake Knapp, Sung J M, Chris Kirk, Chris Gotterup, Pearson Cootie, Mike Kim, Lucas Glover, Ryan Gerard, Bud Cauley. That's 35-40. Give me 2 to 3 guys in there that you want to make a topic.
I kind of want to hit Pearson Cootie at 40-1.
Crazy number,
It
but he
is.
plays well in these events.
I know, and I mean, just you look at what he's done on the not only the PGA Tour, but I mean the Corn Ferry Tour. He's had 4 straight top 12 finishes, even on the PGA. 3 in a row that were T31 or better. So it's like he was one of the most highly regarded rookies last year. Fell on his face, lost his card, and he's came back in an extremely strong way. He rates out really well for me. I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to overlook it because he is a guy who's on conditional status playing mainly on the Corn Ferry Tour. But at the same time, I think he deserves to be 40-1.
No, I think that I totally agree with you. I think he's playing great golf. This is probably the shortest he's been outside of like maybe an alternate event, but
Yeah.
in these like styles of events, he shows up and plays decent golf. And he's became like the better Cootie brother. When at first it was Parker who just striped it all around, and
Yep.
Pearson was hot on the greens. But Pearson has proven to be able to get hot in the ball striking category. So I do like him. I also like a guy that I already mentioned, Chris Gotterup, and he was a bit chalky, a bit popular last week in Detroit, which made sense as a great course for him. But I was out on him last week because he lives in the same county as me. He's very close to me, and he was at the bars partying as he should be. Like, you're 25 years old, get after it, Chris Gotterup. And I was like, you're not gonna be dialed for a PGA Tour event. Bang, another all green Xander week. He's gained strokes across the board now, I think in 4 straight starts for the first time in his career. So Chris Gotterup, you're becoming a complete golfer. This is a golf course you finished T4 on before,
Yep.
and like you should be able to dominate it here with your driver. Dominate. So I like Chris Gotterup. The number is tough, but the field is also tough. So I'm down for 35-1 CJ.
Ryan Gerard, if he could ever
Striper.
putt, I think you need to be able to putt to some degree to be able to win here.
Agree.
I don't know if it's this week for him. We've said it almost every week. A win is probably coming. I just don't think it really can be here.
I declared him early in the year a Bermuda guy, and he's played well in Bermuda in the past. He almost won at PGA National. So obviously Bermuda. Wait till we get to Bermuda. He's gonna strike this week. Like, he might lead the field tee to green, but I bet him last week at 60-1, I think, and he striped it. He was like making a charge on late Saturday, but the dude like is extremely unserious on the greens. Anyone else you like in this range?
Going down a little further,
Let's go down.
I can't really. I'm still up in the air about Kurt Kitayama 55-1 with the each way.
I agree with you.
The T51 last week at Rocket wasn't that bad. Approach was one of the better rounds he's had all year, approach and ball striking, and he's gained with the irons in 4 of his last 5. So I think he's priced pretty fair. Same goes for, you scroll down a little bit, Keith Mitchell at 60. I'm always
with you, dude.
I'm always so torn on Keith, but like in a field like the John Deere Classic, when you get a 60, he rates out as good as anyone for me. We know he can go low.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to actually pull the trigger this week.
No one is going to argue that Keith Mitchell can't get into the mix. No one's going to argue that. No. Can he close it and have guts? That's a different conversation. But in this field, 60-1, 50-1, I got 70 plus on Keith Mitchell earlier in the week. Like,
he's next to Kevin Roy.
That's actually insane. Like, and also I tweeted this. Sorry, I posted this on Instagram, whatever, YouTube. I'll post it all over. Keith Mitchell lost 5.5 strokes off the tee in Detroit. I don't even know how it's possible. Where are you missing in Detroit that you lose 5.5 strokes off the tee when you have the driver power of Keith Mitchell? Like, where do you miss? I don't know.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
He's going to bounce back off the tee, 100,000%. And look at his results here; they're fire. His results here are insane. He striped it every time.
Yeah,
except for the putting, he hasn't putt well. But that's.
Are we gonna go
squad ride?
Are we gonna double down on Keith Mitchell like we did Aldrich last week?
All right, so now we have 2 picks coming up later. The first pick of the podcast will be 50-1 Keith Mitchell. We've only done this, I think, twice ever.
Yeah,
it was Shane Lowry at Pebble. He was in the final group, finished second, and it was Aldrich last week. And there might have been one other time that I don't remember.
I think there was one other one, but it hasn't really missed. So I think I have to hammer the
squad ride
each way. I think each way is perfect for Keith.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna bounce back in the ball striking. He's played well here before. He's too good of a golfer to like not mix in this field.
Yeah,
if you're watching this and you see these guys talking about Keith Mitchell and you're like, what the hell? Turn it off because you're probably right. But it's like 50-1 in this field, 60-1. I don't think it's a bad play at all. Is there anyone else around this 45 to 60 range? Like you mentioned Kurt. I don't want to get burned by Kurt again. I get burned by Kurt too much. I am out on Nicky Nation's Nico Echeverria. I think he's a little bit too chalky. He played okay last week. Like he gained a casual 5 strokes on approach, shot 20 under. That's Nicky Nation's in his sleep. Like he does that regularly.
Yeah.
I don't think he's all the way there. The thing with Nico Echeverria, if you give him clean lies, he's going to be the best approach player in the world. And Detroit is all clean lies. There's going to be some spots to miss here. I don't love him entirely with the driving accuracy. So I'm out on Nico Echeverria. I think he's a good fade this week at his price. But anyone else here from 45 to 60 that you like?
No, that's pretty much it from that range.
All right, let's go 60, 70. Tom Kim, Matt McCarty, Jaeger, Flat Black, potentially. Vince Whaley's priced up here for some reason. Your boy, Jacob Bridgman, Tristy Law, Jesper Svensson, Vic Perez, P. Raj. Any of those names catch your eye, or you want to go down even further?
I think Griot's mispriced. I mean,
your man.
Sure, he had a bad week, but he still rates out extremely well. I cashed my top 40 easily. He was top 20 at the U.S. Open. Didn't have his best stuff at the Rocket. Still made the cut. So I think that says something. But like I said, I think 75-1's a little disrespectful considering the field and considering the form we've seen over the last month and a half.
I mean, he's got a runner-up here in 2022, and look what he's doing off the tee. He's striping off the tee, getting as hot as he has off the tee all season long, and he's going to take that route of hitting fairways and getting hot with the irons. We know a golfer like Emiliano Grillo can get hot with the irons. He's proven to become a better putter over the last 2 years. 75-1 at a guy who can win at random. I think he is definitely a good play. A guy that I like down in this range, 90-1, is Doug Gim. The Doug Gim home game narrative is alive. He is from Illinois, and usually that's kind of a talking point for the year, but I haven't heard much about it this year, and I think he's just going under the radar enough for him to pop. And sneaky gained in all 4 categories in Detroit, which is Detroit Golf Club is definitely not a Doug game track. So that's
Right.
definitely an impressive week from Gim, gaining in all 4 categories. He's a guy who loves TPC designs. The putter has eaten him up here and eats him up basically everywhere, but at 9,100 to 1, I'll definitely give him a shot in some good form on an event that he really wants to play well in.
I hate to say this, but is Thirsty Lawrence mispriced?
Dude, is he back? Back-to-back good weeks? He's trending for defending his win at the Open Championship.
That
I
T4
think.
at the Sodal Open after like 70 miscuts in a row, I think woke him up a little bit.
I mean, you get to Sudal, you get to Rinkvin, you know you got to hit fairways and play well there. That is a serious test of golf. So I like that. I like that call there.
We have a comment in the chat that we might have to
Address. All right.
address.
Lucas Glover. Was that it? All right, let's talk about Lucas Glover. Because it's a golf course that Lucas Glover has won at, that Lucas Glover plays well at. But what are his odds? 40 to 1. See, I'm personally not chasing a 40 to 1 Lucas Glover. I am not.
DFS.
How many? Yeah, I think he's a great DFS play, a great matchup play. But Lucas Glover, when he gets any sort of buzz, in my opinion, is a no. How many more, not even wins, how many more top 5s does Glover have in his career? I think that we could set that a serious question. In the next 3 years, I'll set the top 5 line for Lucas Glover at 2.5.
Oh my God. In the next how long you said?
3 years.
3 years? I mean, he's getting up there in age, right?
Yeah, I think.
But you're talking about a top 50 golfer in the world?
Okay, say what you want about that. I don't know how. Let's count Lucas Glover's top 5s since his last win. We have a T3 at the Players, a T3 at the Pebble. That's 2 already. So 2 this year. I'll still say 3.5 in 3 years. He's a striper, but I just don't want to chase a Lucas Glover.
No, I'm willing to miss out on a 40 to 1 Lucas Glover, especially when he's lost right around 2 strokes putting in 3 straight weeks, which we know he can.
No
putt,
surprise. No surprise.
Can't get there at 40.
All right, let's go to the triple digits. Before we get there, 2 quick ad reads. Rhythm. You've heard us talk about Rhythm many times before, and they just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends. AI detected patterns where Rhythm model has consistently won at a high ROI. Think of a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, get your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, 100 to 1 range and above. I'll start us off. Austin Eckroat, 110 to 1.
Yeah.
2-time PGA Tour winner. Finally gaining strokes on approach, which is his forte and DNA. And I think he's the most mispriced golfer on the board. Truly. Austin Eckroat, who can pop.
I do too. We talked about what expectations are heading into this year, and then he's actually starting to show life, and then he gets thrown into the triple digits for the John Deere Classic.
Like, if Austin Eckroat won the John Deere Classic, would anyone be surprised?
I don't think so at all.
Look, the fact that he's priced 3 times the price of Chris Gotterup is insane. Like, no offense to Chris Gotterup, I like him this week, but like, it makes no sense.
No, I agree. Like, you can go to a lot of names in this range, and it's like, I would hate to be the books this week because it's like, I don't know how. Once you get past, actually, no, I don't even know how you would start the board, really.
Right. I mean, I think Ben is the rightful favorite.
Yes, but after that, good luck.
I mean, there was a time where it's Ben and J-Day. We didn't talk about J-Day. I actually want to ask your thoughts on J-Day. What are your thoughts on J-Day? Like, what do you think he's gonna do?
The number's just way too short. I mean, it's nice that we saw for him at Trav in the U.S. Open, T23 here last year, but at the same time, like another guy who, sure, I could see him winning this week, and it wouldn't be a shock if he got back in the winner's circle. But
honestly, would be
25 to 1 is just so short for a guy like Jason Day.
Yeah, and I mean Jason Day in his career when he's been a high price golfer has not really panned out outside of the Texas event a few years ago, but in general it hasn't. There was a time where BG was 15-1 and the next highest prices golfer was 30-1 consensus, which was a little crazy to me. That's kind of came back to the mean now, but another guy I guess I'll run with triple digits is Adam Svensson, coming off of his best approach week of the year. And if you look at his results around the John Deere Classic, he's done nothing but stripe it. So Adam
Yep.
Svensson is a golfer who can pop for 4 days. He's won before on this style of golf course. I think it's a good long shot, a good 200-1 positional potentially. But so Adam Svensson, who else you got? Triple digits.
I would like to ask you on two guys who I think I've brought up in the past, but how about being in July and Tom Kim's 80 and Max Homa is 100? Like, do either of them, do you even want to sprinkle either of them just because of the chance it comes back?
If I had to sprinkle one of them, it would be Max,
Me too.
because Max has at least shown like signs of pop in certain categories for
Yes.
rounds at a time in ball striking. Tom Kim's ball striking is just so unserious on long tracks, on short tracks, on like Tom Kim tracks. It's just completely lost. I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on, and like we see this every single year with golfers. They just lose their game, and like you play golf, you know how hard it is to just
Yeah.
shoot 50 when you don't play for like a month.
Right.
Like on this level, when you really lose it, like you're lost. You're lost. But if I had to pick one of them, even in a matchup, I would go with Max for
And
sure.
it's crazy seeing all the graphics they threw up on the screen when Aldrich won last week. Like Tom Kim 2 wins before his 21st birthday, and they showed the list of how many guys have done it. It's so hard to do what Tom Kim did and then lose it before you're like, what is he, 22 right now?
Yeah, like
Like,
it happens
I
all the
don't
time.
know. It's so hard to be that good when you're a teenager slash 20-year-old, and then it just disappears.
Yeah,
I'm with you though. I think Max is worth a look at 100-1 for an each way because he showed at the end of last year, didn't he? He almost won a DP World Tour event when he had zero form.
yeah. I mean, I totally agree with you there. I forget what event that was, but yeah, Max. If I had to pick one of these guys, anyone else you like triple digits before we round it back around?
Outright wise, I don't think so, but I'll have a couple positionals down here.
All right, start us out with the positionals. We'll do two positionals, two outrights, and two matchups because we already have one of the outrights that we're going to be. It's going to be 50-1 Keith Mitchell. So let's start
Right.
with the positionals first. Who do you like there?
Positionals. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a bomb right away. I'm
Okay.
going Bronson Burgoon, top
Bronson. Remember
40,
the name.
8-1. Um,
What's your why?
he popped up for me, believe it or not, in a couple spots.
He used to
Um,
stripe.
two of his last three Corn Ferry events were top 25 finishes. So
Okay.
something going on there. He's gained just a little bit in his three PGA Tour events he's played this year. Miscuts in all of them, but he's gained on approach in every single one of them. So I'm
What's
going
the
to
number
hope that
9-1?
8-1 for a top
8-1.
40.
Okay. I mean, I don't mind that at all. I'm gonna go with a more, I guess, normal one. I'll go Jacob Bridgman plus 250 for a top 20. Jacob Bridgman is a golfer who I think can gain 11 strokes putting in any given week. But more than that, what he did ball striking at the Memorial showed me what his ceiling could be. And I think Jacob Bridgman can win this week. Maybe I'm overlooking him completely, but I think if you're just if you're buying Jacob Bridgman stock from now on, I think he's a golfer who will treat you well. If you're
Yeah.
buying top 20s, if you're buying outrights, anything, like sprinkle Jacob Bridgman stock because I really do think this kid, you've been a fan of Bridgman since he
Oh,
came
yeah.
up, Clemson Tiger.
Yep.
I think he is the truth. I think he can win a PGA Tour event in the next calendar year. So
Yeah.
top 20
I
plus
I am with
250.
you, and he's priced pretty good for considering this field.
Yeah,
My second one is going to be Thomas Rosenmuller, top 20
the
at
German.
8-1. So a couple
I love him.
positionals at 8-1. Rosenmuller is a guy we've talked about before. The results aren't there, but he actually rates out extremely well for me. So I'm just going to roll the dice with the top 20 on Rosenmuller. If you want to go down the board a little bit, you can get a top 40 at plus 270.
All right, I have one for you. This one is another bomb since we're on the bomb train.
Do
Top
it.
20, Harrison Endicott, 14 to
Wow.
1. So I have a little story about Harrison Endicott because we interviewed David Geis, Bud Cauley's caddy, a few weeks back, who used to be the caddy for Harrison Endicott. He was on the bag for him when he won at Q School. Pete Dye Design, TPC Design, very ask you similar questions to this course. And his caddy told me when there's no good players in the field, Harrison thinks he's the best player in the field and he thinks he's the most confident. When you're looking at this field, when Harrison's looking at this field, he's gonna be like, I can beat Ben
I could win
Griffin.
this thing. Yeah.
I can win this thing. So 14 to 1, top 20, Harrison Endicott. Show me something, Harrison. I think I'm just buying the confident brain that has been advertised. And I think he's proven to top 20 before in his PGA Tour career. He's proven to be able to win on the Korn Ferry Tour level. So I'm down for Harry E at 14 to 1 top 20.
I like it.
Outright time.
Let's do it.
Outright time. You start us off. We got Keith. Who else do you want to go to?
I'm going chalk. I'm going to start with Michael Thorbjornsen at 28 to 1. I don't want to miss out. Even if everyone hits him, I want to be part of it too. So I'm going to go with Thorb at 28 to 1.
All right, I'll go with Chris Goddard up 35 to 1. I saw enough last week. He's having the best overall form of his entire career, and I think it's a great golf course for him to pounce at. So Chris Goddard up 35 to 1.
My second one, I'm going to go with Emiliano Grillo at 75 to 1. I think I think the number's too good. Still rates out really well for me, even without playing the best golf at the Rocket. So back to Grillo at 75 to 1.
All right, and I will go with Adam Svensson 200 to 1. Like I said, best approach week of his not of his career, of his 2025, and this is a golf course he's hit it well at every single time he's teed it up. So Adam Svensson 200 to 1 I think is a nice long shot bullet to get into the mix and then go from there. Do you have one more or do you have a matchup?
Team ride Keith Mitchell. And then my matchup will be Keith Mitchell versus, which I talked about earlier, Kevin Roy. Minus 150 all day.
I'm totally with you on that. Where is that? Rivers?
DraftKings, but it's a three-way. There's a tie involved, which if we tie, you know what?
Yeah, you beat me, DraftKings. I could live with that. I want to go with Denny McCarthy minus 115 over JT Poston. JT Poston obviously has won this event before, but if you look into his history here, he's only hit it well one time ever, and that was the year he's won. And if you look into his current form, he's hitting it like shit. So JT Poston, I'm fading you completely. I know you're a microwave. When he gets hot, which could happen at any time, but I'm buying Denny's ceiling and I'm buying Denny's floor. I think Denny's floor is very high. I think Denny will just outlast Poston over 4 rounds this week.
No love for Nick Dunlap at 750 to 1.
He was 1,000 last week, and I think he missed the cut. Sadly, I don't. Nick Dunlap will find out of bounds this week for sure. Yeah, gonna be a tough week for Dunn, but that wraps it up. Thank you for dealing with the new location. Thank you for joining us in the 5th major. We're back next week with a Scottish Open, and then the Open. Fun little stretch of golf this week.
Yes, it is.
I'm off to Ireland in 10 days. So we'll dial in sometimes when we can. And thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for the chats. And I'll catch you guys soon. Peace out.
See ya.